Amazing stats, Heisman moment, playing for the playoff. He's got all those three things checked off. What is up, everybody? It is Jake with Master Football, back at it again. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for being here. If you've never been here before, Jake with Master Football, pro football, college football, video game football, anything related to American football, we discuss right now. Please subscribe. Hit the red subscribe button. Like, share, comment, subscribe, share. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, let's get into the video. All right, guys, this last week of college football was nuts. It was crazy. You know, there was lots of things happening. I was cheering for Oklahoma State. Obviously, they played Boise State right here. And they were, Boise State had a really controversial loss to them, so I wanted them to do well, just, you know, because I wanted everybody to be like, oh, you see, it was a good loss. But they ultimately lost to Baylor on the 1-inch line, and going on from there, that was just a tough loss to have. Later on in the day, got a couple other games there. Cincinnati went on to beat Houston. Cincinnati goes 13-0, wins the American Athletic Conference, and then Michigan beats Iowa, just annihilates Iowa. And Georgia loses to Alabama. But we're not going to talk about the games per se today. We're going to talk about the Heisman Trophy race right now. So the Heisman Trophy race. So I feel like from what I've been watching right now, there has not been, you know, as obvious of a player up until this last week as you would want him to see. I do believe that if the SEC championship game had gone Georgia's way, we would be having a different talk that we're having right now. But in my personal opinion, it's not even close. It's over. The Heisman Trophy winner is Bryce Young. Now, I do love me some Kenny Pickett. Okay, Kenny Pickett is the senior quarterback for the Pitt Panthers. And you watch this player here. This is right here. This is in the ACC championship game. This is one of the coolest plays I've ever seen in my entire life. Check this out. He's going to run, and then he's going to do a fake slide and continue down the field. Check this thing out, okay? So he's going to drop back, comes up the middle, runs, and then he's going to, I'm going to drop. Nope, I'm going to keep on going. Boop, deke that guy right there. On his way to the end zone for a touchdown. The Pitt Panthers ultimately win the ACC championship behind that play. But again, like I said, it's Bryce Young, okay? As much as I love Kenny Pickett, it's got to give it to Bryce Young. If you don't know who Bryce Young is, Bryce Young last year was a freshman for the Alabama Crimson Tide. He was the #1 dual threat quarterback in the country in the 2020 class. And he went ahead and enrolled in Alabama early. You saw how he enrolls in 1/6/2020. So he comes out, was very close to USC. Actually, as a matter of fact, one of the biggest reasons why USC wanted Lincoln Riley was because top flight talent like this out of Santa Ana, out of modern day, top flight talent like this leaves California. He does not want that anymore. They go to Alabama. It's hard to get better than Alabama. But again, that's a big reason why he was brought in, was so that a top flight guy like this would not leave. Bryce Young's not a super big guy. You saw right there, 5'11", 183 coming out of college. He probably is, 6 foot, 200 pounds now. He's probably like, 5'11 and a half, like 192 or something like that. Again, still probably very athletic. But he's got a cannon. He's got good mobility. It says he was a dual threat quarterback. If you see his stats, you don't really get that indication. But, I mean, we're going through that really quickly. Everything in the Heisman has to have good stats, and Heisman has to have a Heisman moment. I want to go through his bad games really quickly, just to kind of make sure I can articulate how good his bad games are. This was one of his worst games right here. You come in and you see the Ole Miss Rebels were lost 21-42, and again, it was 42-7 going into the fourth quarter here. So you see the box score here. Bryce Young was 20 for 26, 241. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a 93.8 QBR. Again, that's one of his worst games from a statistical output perspective. They ultimately won. They were killing it. He didn't really need to do all that much just because the team around him was doing so great. Brian Robinson Jr. had 36 carries for 171 yards and 4 touchdowns, so didn't need to have a great game there. Again, one of his bad games here, we have the loss to Texas A&M on a last-second field goal. We come down here, so he himself it was 28 for 48 for 369, 3 touchdowns and 1 interception, and 82 QBR. Remember that 82 QBR is out of 100. Zach Calzada had a 21 for 31, 285, 3 touchdowns and 1 pick himself. But you see the rest of the team really rallied around Texas A&M. And also the Alabama defense had a horrible day against Texas A&M, giving up 41 points, obviously. But again, lost, so I suppose one of his worst games. So here he is on the season. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. His season stats are 4,322 yards, 43 touchdowns, and 4 picks. So he almost has an 11-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. If you check him out here, his rushing stats is 71 attempts for 31 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's not a running threat. He came out as a dual threat quarterback. But again, they're telling him, like, listen, dude, we like you for your arm. You run just to keep the defense honest. Most of this includes sacks because that's the way that, you know, college football kind of works there. But he is, I mean, he's been sacked 33 times, but your boy's got 4,332 yards, almost 10 yards per attempt. So every time he throws the ball, they gain 10 yards. He's just off the chain. This is the big reason why he's here first. If he would have lost this game and he would have looked bad, or if he would have, you know, wouldn't have done very much there, I would have seen possibly somebody else getting the Heisman Trophy. But after this game, coming out here, going up against the Georgia Bulldogs were the favorite Georgia Bulldogs. 12-0, the most dominant defense we'd ever seen, only giving up less than 100 points on the season. Comes out 26 for 44, 421, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, a 98.0 QBR. This, hands down, is his Heisman moment. So you see this play right here. So again, we're a couple minutes into the second half. So Georgia and Alabama, Georgia's up, or Alabama's up 7. So, you know, they had a touchdown right before half right now. But Georgia's like, you know, we're right in this game, 2nd and 5. Okay, we can stop these guys. We can do this. And he comes out and he does this. Drops back to pass, checks it, and just chucks it downfield. Jameson Williams, 55-yard touchdown pass in the SEC championship game. That was right after halftime. So right after halftime was done, they come out and they're like, yo, dude, we are just going to chuck this thing touchdown. I believe that is his Heisman moment. Now, I know this isn't a super controversial opinion, okay, but Bryce Young, that was the Heisman moment, okay? Amazing stats, Heisman moment, playing for the playoff. He's got all those 3 things checked off. And again, like I said, the reason why Lincoln Riley was brought in was because that type of talent did not go to USC, okay? A couple years ago, and I remember listening to Colin Cowherd talk about this, how when Ed Orgeron was at USC and they would see Michigan and Ohio State show up to a couple of players in Southern California, they would just giggle and be like, there's no way he's going to leave. Why are they even here? They're wasting their time. He left. So that's why Lincoln Riley was bought in. But this video is about Bryce Young, Heisman Trophy winner. I'm telling you right now, it's hands down, he's the favorite. You know, if you check DraftKings, he is the favorite. So here we go with this DraftKings.com article. It says, when is the 2021 Heisman Trophy ceremony? Who will win and how to watch? Come down here, indicates a couple things here. So it says right here, with quarterback Bryce Young of Alabama considered the favorite, Ohio State's C.J. Stroud, Matt Corral, and Kenny Pickett of Pitt all trailing behind. Kenny Pickett had a close one. You know, again, C.J. Stroud, really good stats. Matt Corral, really good stats. Kenny Pickett was close because I think of that fake scramble thing. He has like a moment. And again, he might not have as good of stats as C.J. Stroud or Matt Corral, but that moment was incredible. If C.J. Stroud would have come out and beaten Michigan, that could have potentially been a moment for him. But Bryce Young, he's the guy. I believe he's going to take this thing home. All right, guys, let me know what you think, okay? What do you guys think is going to happen? Who do you think is going to win it? And get in there, get in the comments, and let me know. All right, guys, that's it. I will see you guys later on. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Raider Tuesday. I am out.